Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. Yumi is sitting right behind me in this chair, so you may hear her snorting. We are officially halfway through the year of 2025, which means that it's time for our mid-year check-in what's happening in the rest of 2025 reading. You may have noticed in the thumbnail that today's reading is a pick a bracelet reading, so I want to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Otter Spirit. Otter Spirit is a brand of gemstone jewelry based in Monterey Bay, California. From their website, Otter Spirit started in 2020 with a magical encounter between our founders and wild sea otters. I love how their site is organized. You can look for pieces based on your intention, for example, healing, creativity, protection. You can search based on the chakra you wish to support, the zodiac sign whose energy you want to work with, and of course by the type of gemstone, which their selection is crazy. Personally, I decided to go with some bracelet sets for the sign of Gemini because it's my moon sign. When I was browsing the site, I noticed that each zodiac sign had bracelet sets for strength and for vulnerability. I thought this was a really cool concept, so I asked them about it, and they said strength sets feature stones that enhance confidence, clarity, and courage for your sign, while the vulnerability packs are about healing, emotional balance, and introspection. Recently, I have been feeling most drawn to these babies, the tiger's eye and the dragon agate. I was just intuitively called to these, and I've been wearing them out a lot, and they just both happen to be from the strength set, so I guess that's the energy I need right now. Each bracelet comes with a little card that has information about the gemstone and an affirmation. So the tiger eye one says, I am a warrior, and ooh, the black and white dragon agate one says, I balance light and shadow within. This is spooky. This is what I've been all about right now. Like it's giving Chariot, harnessing the light and the dark to propel myself forward. The intuition is on point. Otter Spirit supports conservation efforts for sea otters by donating $1 for every bracelet sold. Through this partnership with Otter Spirit, I would receive an affiliate commission for each bracelet sold. However, I asked them about the possibility of donating my commissions to the otters, and they were willing to do that. So if you do purchase bracelets through my affiliate link, just know that you will be giving extra support to the otters. The link will be down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. And there's also going to be a discount code down there, Kino20, which you can use for 20% off your purchase. Thank you so much to Otter Spirit for sponsoring today's video. This is my baby otter. Thank you so much, Otter Spirit, and thank you so much to you guys for listening to that. And now let's get on to the reading. Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So at the time of filming this, we are just about halfway through the year 2025, which is very spooky, but in today's reading, we're gonna be seeing what you can expect for the rest of the year. So this is kind of timeless as long as you're watching in 2025, but basically we are going to be looking at the period of time from right now, whenever you happen to be watching this, until December 31st, 2025. And I want to leave this reading open to whatever spirit wants to talk to you about. So there may be particular areas of your life that spirit feels like highlighting. There may be messages about what is shifting in your inner world, what is shifting in your outer world. I want to leave it open and just bring forward any messages that you may need to hear as you move on through the rest of this year. So there are 3 groups to choose from today, and for each group we're going to be using a different tarot deck, and I have placed a bracelet on top of each as well, which are of course from our lovely sponsor Otter Spirit. So I'm going to show you these bracelets up close one by one, and I'm also going to show you a card from each deck so that you can see what the artwork looks like. So when you're choosing your group, you could be drawn to the bracelet, this back artwork of the decks that you see here, the front artwork, or the specific card that came out for your group. So there's a few different factors to help you pick, but without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For my group number 1s, we have this Unakite bracelet, and we're going to be using the Botanica Oculta Tarot. And your card is the Knight of Wands. For my group number 2s, we have this Labradorite bracelet, and we're going to be using the Hermetic Tarot. And your card is the Moon. And for my group number 3s, we have this turquoise bracelet, and we're going to be using the Tarot of the Divine. And your card is the Ace of Cups. Okay, so here are all of the options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and pick whichever one is calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Unakite bracelet, which I'm wearing right now, this is going to be your reading all about the rest of 2025. So each bracelet comes with a little card, so I wanted to read that as the first part of your reading. For Unakite, the affirmation is, I find joy in each moment. So when I get a message like this, I wonder if for my group number 1s, the rest of this year is going to go by quite quickly for you. Like before you know it, it's going to be December. We're getting ready for 2026. So this is your little reminder to slow down and cherish every moment. And something else that is coming through is that it's not only okay to make efforts to plan out the rest of your year. In fact, it's a good thing for you to make plans and try to stick to them. But also remember that life happens and sometimes things will go outside of what you had planned. Sometimes due to circumstances out of your control, you may not be able to stick exactly to the things that you had planned. So while I think you are being encouraged to make plans, maybe the message here is to not clutch onto them so tightly, because if you are disappointed at the way something is unfolding just because it's not what you planned, you may be missing out on a beautiful opportunity to enjoy that moment fully. So just remember that in every moment, there is an opportunity for joy. In every moment, there is something to cherish. We have healing for the intention and the heart for the chakra. So we could be doing some emotional healing in the rest of the year. And the zodiac signs are Taurus, Scorpio, Cancer, and Virgo, which could be your placements, or maybe someone very significant to you has these placements. And then there's also the number 32 associated with this card. And also I just saw 222 on the camera timer. So we're gonna get into these oracle cards now to see what your main energy is gonna be for the rest of the year. We have There Is Always a Way. We have guidance, support, love, signs, and direction. We have, I don't know what you would call this, maybe the World Dragon. And it says you are setting up a pleasant environment. And then you got 2 from this deck. So we have the Fire Element with Desire. And we have Solar Eclipse with Revolution. Okay, there's a strong fire energy coming through here for my group number 1s. I also just want to look at the numbers that are coming through. So we had 32, 34, 47, 34 again, 37, and 44. Interesting that all of these are like numbers in the 30s and 40s. Maybe that is significant to somebody. But it looks like you're getting a very big burst of motivation in the rest of this year. And maybe this is something that you're already feeling. When I look at these 2 cards with the fire, it feels like something has been ignited in you and you are shifting into an energy of action. It's like you're itching to take action and get the ball rolling with something, maybe a project or just creating your dream life. When I look at these two cards together, I'm also thinking of the fact that both this year, 2025, and last year in 2024, we had solar eclipses in a fire sign, in the sign of Aries. So I don't know if you remember like what you were focused on during those times, what was at the forefront of your mind, what you were motivated to do, but you may be seeing some sort of completion with that in the rest of this year. Also, having this come out next to it, like you are, this makes sense. I feel like internally, group number one, you're in an energy of really wanting to lock in and take actions to build your dream life. When we have this phrase about you setting up a pleasant environment, I think this is definitely for yourself. Like you are organizing, maybe rearranging your life and your routines and getting it exactly how you want it. And I'm hearing setting yourself up for success so that you can go after your goals. And now when I look at this guidance card, what I'm feeling right away is that this guidance is actually coming from your future self. You have, of course, a connection to your future self because it's you. But the way it's coming through is that you have a psychic connection to the version of you who lives in the future. So they can give you guidance, they can give you hints, they can point you in which direction to go. You are successfully shifting your consciousness into the future and receiving information from your future self and letting that guide you, because you know that there already exists a version of you who has everything you want and who is living your dream life. And why wouldn't they help you? Because it's you. Like future you wants you to come and meet them. So I feel like you're gonna be in a lot of communication with your future self and like your ideal self in the rest of this year. And you could be documenting, I don't know if that's the right word, recording the messages that they give you. So maybe you are leaving voice notes for yourself. Maybe you are writing journal entries, but you're definitely getting a lot of wisdom from future you and receiving a lot of love from them. So yeah, I feel like that gives context to this initial message that we received because, like I said, internally, I feel like you're locked in. You're ready to make shit happen. You're ready to go towards your goals. But life is not always going to go according to your plans. So there's a balance here of being very laser focused, but also having flexibility, you know? And the thing is, if life went exactly hour by hour according to our plan, it would be boring. And we want to leave room for surprises and redirection from the universe, because very often the universe has other blessings for us that we didn't even conceive of. And there was a little bit of that warning message at the start of the reading. Like if you are so laser focused and you have tunnel vision on your plans, then the universe could be trying to give you some other blessing and you're like annoyed at it or frustrated at it because you're like, this is knocking me off track to reaching my goals by this time. This is taking away from my time that I wanted to do something else, not realizing that this experience that the universe is trying to give you is actually a very beautiful blessing. And you never know, in some way, it could even bring you closer to your dream life. Like, you just don't know. So be open to things outside of your plans. I think that's a message to keep in mind for the rest of this year. I'm very excited to see this too. There is always a way, because this person is literally breaking through a wall. So you're finally finding a way to make something happen. Like it seems like there's a goal of yours or a certain area of life that you've wanted success in, but it's always felt like just banging against a wall. Maybe you felt like there are blockages, there are barriers. And with this card here, you are finally finding a way past those barriers. This whole spread very much feels like where there's a will, there's a way. And let me tell you, you have the will. You have really strong willpower and motivation with this fire and this solar eclipse, and you're ready to bring about intense change in your life. I'm also hearing this is a period where you won't take no for an answer. And I think that's like from life, you know? If life gives you a no, then you're gonna try again or you're gonna go somewhere else, because if there's one thing you know, it's that you're gonna make this goal happen. And I feel like you believe in yourself so much that you're not gonna be discouraged by like a rejection, for example. You're not gonna be discouraged by something not going the way you'd hoped. You're just gonna try again, because I feel like you're already living in the end. You're already connected to future you that knows you did it, that knows you made it. And so temporary obstacles or little quote unquote failures along the way I feel like they're not gonna phase you. You're very mentally strong for the rest of this year and probably going into 2026 as well. Yeah, so let's roll some dice. I'm gonna start with the planet. What's going on for you in the rest of this year? We have Saturn. Yes, you are disciplined for the rest of this year. Saturn, interesting. We were talking about solar eclipses in the sign of Aries, and Saturn just entered into the sign of Aries not too long ago. It will momentarily pop back into Pisces, but it's going to go back into Aries by the end of this year, and then it's going to stay there for another like 2 years. So you're making crazy progress, group number one, in the next 2 years. And I feel like the rest of this year, you're really getting your thoughts sorted, getting your routine sorted to set yourself up for success. And you are displaying a lot of discipline. You could be changing some habits of yours that have been very stubborn. So for example, if there's been something you've been wanting to quit doing, but like every time you try, you end up like giving up, or you can't knock this bad habit, the rest of 2025, this could be when you finally cut out that bad habit for good. And similarly, if there's something you've been wanting to start a new habit, but you've never been able to be consistent, like this is when you're finally kind of kicking your own butt and making yourself commit to what you say you're gonna do. And I think you're gonna be really proud of yourself, as you should. Okay, we also have the sign of Sagittarius, another fire sign. This combination came out in a reading not too long ago. It was your next serious relationship that went up in the beginning of June. It was group 2. I remember that quite vividly. This Saturn in Sag came out. Shout out if you watched that reading, and especially if you picked that group. If not, that may be a sign that there's a message there for you. But we were talking with this combo about leveling up in your career and reaching the top. I also think something that's changing for you during the rest of this year is that you're no longer ashamed to dream big. So any guilt or shame that you had in the past when it came to dreaming, whether you felt you were being unrealistic or you were being delusional or you were asking for too much, you should go for something more realistic. You should go for something safer. You should know your place and stay in this little box. Any sort of feelings of guilt like that were surrounding your dreams, you're getting over it, and you're no longer putting a limit on yourself to how much you can grow or like how far you can take it with your goals. I feel like you want to go bigger and bigger and bigger, and you believe in your ability to do that. This is very inspiring energy. And we have the number 11. Yeah, so this is a period where you are really thinking about your long-term goals and also like your wishes and dreams. So this is not only about what you wish yourself to do, it's also about what you want to come to you, which, yeah, I feel like Spirit's making this distinction between your goals, which are things that you do, things that are in your control, and then dreams, which are like just things that happen to you. but I feel like you're getting both. You're thinking a lot about your long-term goals and dreams during the rest of this year. That's the vibe that I'm getting. And the 11th house can also talk about friendships and networking. So I think you're going to start to notice a change in your social circles. I feel like you're going to start to see that your social circle is reflecting the type of person you want to be. So this could mean that there's new people coming in to your life who feel quite aspirational to you, and like the fact that you're hanging around these people is a really good sign that you're on the right path. And I also think that people who are already in your life, you're going to start to see them going through significant level ups. So your friends, your loved ones, your partner or partners are going to be having really big successes. And it's like, okay, like we are ascending. We're all going up together. The fact that good things are happening to people around you is a very good sign that good things are happening for you. I need to make the air conditioning stronger because it's getting hot. Okay, so let's get into your tarot now and see what else we can discover. The signs of... Did we mention a sign before? Oh, there were signs on here. I'm about to say a lot of signs. We had Taurus, Scorpio, Cancer, and Virgo here. But also Sag, Capricorn, and Aquarius are coming through. The month of December and then also into January, February, I feel like is an auspicious time for you. I would look out for 222, like for angel numbers, look out for 222, look out for 444, because we have 44 here. What's happening for my group number ones in the rest of 2025? We have the Devil. We have the Ace of Wands and the Moon in reverse. I'm just gonna keep it reversed for now. I will see what I want to do. We have the Nine of Swords and the Paladin. I don't know what this is, but we're gonna keep it. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, which is, okay, yeah, I think we're meant to keep the reversals reversed for this reading. When I saw the Knight of Cups in reverse, I heard no more Mr. Nice Guy. And now I'm hearing like you're in your villain era. Now, let me be very clear. This doesn't mean you're becoming a mean person or a selfish person. I just think that in the past, maybe you have used helping other people and showing up for other people almost as a form of self-sabotage. And again, that's not to say that you weren't genuine in your intentions and your desire to help others, but there was maybe a slight lack of boundaries surrounding your time and energy. So if you had set aside time to work on yourself or work on your own stuff and feed your dreams, I'm hearing it, like, you know, feed and water the garden that is your dreams, you maybe were very quick to cancel those plans for someone else or give that time away to someone else. And I feel like you're not going to be giving away your time and energy as freely anymore in the rest of this year. You're going to be doing so with more intention, right? So you're not completely closed off. It's just that you're not giving away your time and energy and attention willy-nilly to anybody who asks for it at any time. You're moving with purpose. And I do think you're being a little bit more selfish with your time and energy, but I mean that in a good way. And I actually think that this is going to be supported by the universe and by people around you. I think you're going to notice the way in which you had been overextending yourself when it came to your emotions, your compassion, your empathy, your connections, whether that's like how deeply you were connecting to people on a daily basis or the number of people you were connecting with and giving mental and emotional energy to. Yeah, you are focused on goals and being a bit more selfish. This is coming out as the bottom of the deck energy. So I do think that this is like an overall theme for the whole rest of 2025. And I just heard it's about time. So some of my group number ones, like you've maybe been saying for a long time, like I need better boundaries. I need to focus on myself. I'm like self-sabotaging. I need to stop doing that. And aware that this pattern is continuing and yet still falling into it. And that's okay. It just means you're in the transitional phase. Like being aware of it is a really big part of it. And now you're finally setting those boundaries that you need. And you're ready to kick some butt. So we have the Devil here, which I know can be a scary card and be a negative card. That was not really the vibe that I got when it came out. I was thinking about the Capricorn association. I was thinking about the ambition. I was thinking about being locked in. We have the Ace of Wands next to it. So you could have a lot of inspiration for the rest of the year. For those of you who are creatives, this could be a very fruitful time. Like you are creating a lot or feeling very passionate about what you're working on. Some of you are going to be going through a shift of working on projects that you felt a bit lukewarm about to working on things that you are genuinely passionate about. For some of you, I'm hearing I will no longer take on projects unless I'm really, really excited about them. So maybe that's for those of you who are like freelancers or self-employed. But I think you're in this energy where you're like, if I'm not really, really excited about it and 100% on board, like I'm not going to bother because I deserve to be completely passionate about what I'm doing. I think there's been a shift in how you view passion. It's not just something that magically finds you. It's something that you actively choose and actively commit to and actively create in your life. And I think you're making passion a priority because you've seen the magic that you can make. When you're genuinely passionate about something, that's when you make your best work. That's the standard that you're holding yourself to, and that's what the world deserves from you. So it's almost like you're viewing moving in passion as like your right, but also a responsibility, something that you owe to yourself and something that you want to give to the collective. Like I want to be performing at my best. I want to be shining my brightest. And so I need to find things that make me excited. And that also shows the universe what I want more of. You're really creating with purpose. And I'm excited to see this. I also think you could have more energy and vitality for the rest of this year. You have more physical energy. You could be starting to exercise, or you could be exercising more during the rest of this year, or finding that you can push yourself more during your workouts. Moving your body rather than tiring you out, I feel is going to be energizing you. You have a lot of built up energy that wants an outlet. So I think you'll be like moving your body. I think you'll be creating. I think you will be working quite hard for the rest of this year. Like, you seem really motivated to do that. I don't think that life is forcing you to work hard. I think it's a choice that you're making. I don't know, you have this burst of extra energy. And I want to be clear, this is not like me saying that you have to work hard and you have to do more. I'm just picking up that that's probably what you're gonna want to do. So, for example, when you get home from work, when in the past maybe you would have just wanted to rest, which is very fine if you want to do that, but you might be thinking like, I actually have a bit of extra energy. Like, maybe I'll work on this creative project, or like maybe I'll do a little bit of studying. It's like you have the energy to do that. We have the moon in reverse and we have the 9 of swords. This is beautiful energy, because something else that's shifting for you in the rest of this year is that you're realizing just how full of shit your limiting beliefs have been, but you're not judging yourself for that. You are recognizing that your limiting beliefs have been telling you lies for years, I'm hearing, for a long time. But rather than beating yourself up for having held on to these limiting beliefs, I feel like you are approaching this with a lot of compassion for yourself and saying like, yeah, you know, it's part of being human. It's in human nature. And you know, our limiting beliefs can be quite convincing. They can be quite sneaky. And I'm sad for the past me who bought into these lies, but it's not like you're, you know, like kicking yourself. I should have healed this sooner. I don't get that vibe. I think you're just recognizing that they're full of crap and releasing them with compassion and moving on with your life. I don't know what the Paladin is, but somehow it feels very royal and important to me. I think I'm gonna look it up. Maybe it's like a custom card of this deck. A Paladin is traditionally a highly skilled and honorable knight. And you were drawn to a knight in the intro. You were the Knight of Wands, often associated with good and righteousness. They are known for their chivalry, bravery, and dedication to a cause, sometimes serving as a knightly champion or a defender of a noble cause. The term has evolved to encompass any determined advocate or defender of a particular cause. So yeah, this is definitely further confirmation that you are very dedicated to a particular goal for the rest of this year. Or maybe that goal is yourself, like you're just dedicated to yourself and building your best life and really showing up for yourself. Also, having read that passage, which by the way was just from Google, there may also be like a higher cause that is very close to your heart, like standing up for justice in your community, in a particular industry, in society at large, or maybe even in the world. I think you're feeling called to make a bigger difference. And there's really a reframing of like self-care and working on yourself, where in the past you maybe saw it as selfish and you saw it as like a luxury to yourself. But now it's like you're more seeing it as, this is how I serve the collective. Why would I want to give the world anything less than myself at 100%? My highest potential, my light shining the brightest. Dimming my light does not do me any favors, and it doesn't do the world any favors. It might make some people comfortable who are insecure about their own light, but that actually doesn't really serve them either. the world benefits from me shining my brightest. And so I have to stop seeing this as selfish to invest in my goals and my dreams. Like, me self-actualizing and reaching my highest potential is like the best thing that I can do for everyone. And it's how I can make a difference. You're in such a badass energy, group number 1. And I'm very excited for you going into the new year, 2026 and onwards. I think this is like the 3rd time I've said this in the reading, but you are kicking butt. Like, your theme is kick butt, group number 1. Okay, so let's get a couple of messages to close off your reading. We're gonna pull some cards from the Wisdom Within deck. Some last messages for my group number 1s. Oh, she's taking a while. Okay. So we have destruction is the way to transformation. Oh, and we have stop apologizing for your feelings. We've been talking a lot about building your dream life. And something that will come with that is the need to release the old. If you want to welcome in new energy, you must be willing to let something go. And the only way you can know what you're meant to let go of is if you remove shame from feeling how you feel and wanting what you want. Because I had a revelation like this yesterday. Like, sometimes I have a hard time saying what I actually want because there's like a part of me that judges it. And so I'll like say what I want in an indirect way, or I'll say something adjacent to what I really want and then just kind of hope what I want ends up happening rather than explicitly asking for it. So something will reveal itself to you that it's ready to end. It's ready to leave your life, but you won't be able to see that clearly as long as you're in an energy of being ashamed of how you feel and being ashamed of what you want. There may be something that you want to stop doing, but you won't even let yourself admit that because you feel guilty that you want to stop. So how can we honor this? How can we honor, it sounds weird to say what wants to be destroyed, but something has run its course in your life and it wants to be destroyed. It wants to be ended. Ooh, bottom of the deck says sometimes you need to lose yourself in order to find yourself. Some of you could benefit from like a complete reset, like a complete mental reset, taking a break, going to a completely different environment so that you can come back to your normal environment with fresh eyes and see what is not working. That's how I feel when I go back to Canada for a while. It's like a reset. And then when I come back to Japan, I'm like, okay, what do I want to do differently? Some of you maybe could benefit from a little reset like that, like taking some time away from your usual activities or your usual physical environment could be really, really helpful. This is a very weird example, but it's like when a room has a smell and you've been in the room so long that you don't smell it anymore, but if you leave and come back, you'll be like, oh, smells in here. So you may need to leave and come back to see what needs to be removed. Okay, group number 1, those are all the messages for you, so I'm gonna end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and of course, a wonderful rest of 2025. You're gonna kill it. You're gonna do amazing. I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch full-length exclusive pick a card readings. You can watch the extended readings that we do. You can watch both. So that's going to be linked down below. It's a great time over there. And I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do here. Thank you once again to Otter Spirit for the beautiful bracelets. I will have my link down below and the discount code, which you can use. And just thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support, and I'm sending you so much love, sending love to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 2s. So if you guys chose the Labradorite bracelet, which I'm wearing right now, this is going to be your reading all about the rest of 2025. So each of these bracelets comes with a little card. So I want to look at this as one of our first messages for the reading. For Labradorite, the affirmation says, "I am the change I want to see in the world." And right away, this is making me think of, how do I say this? I feel like you will have a lot of success manifesting by becoming. Because when I read this affirmation, I had this visual of you in the mirror. Like you're looking at yourself in the mirror and thinking, if I want the reflection to change, then I have to change. So you could be having a lot of success manifesting through your identity, or like the identity that you're shifting into. Spirit may be encouraging you to think about the person who has what I want, the person who is living my dream life. Who are they? What is their identity? How do they act? How do they behave? How do they talk? How do they interact with others? What are their thoughts going through their head throughout the day? How do they move through the world? And become that person. Affirm that you are that person, and then your life will have no choice but to align with that. I'm also thinking of, there's a saying that says, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. That might be something that rings true for you. I also think, and I think this is something that many of my group number 2s already do, whatever energy you want from other people, you consistently give out that same energy. I think this is something that you already do. So for example, if you want honesty from others, you show up with honesty. If you want loyalty from others, you show up with loyalty. If you want emotional availability, you show up with that emotional availability. Some of you may be realizing that you are showing up freely, giving the energy that you want to receive in return, but some people are just not willing to reciprocate that. And I think that a shift happening in the rest of this year, or perhaps it's already happening, is a promise to yourself to not stay in one-sided situations where you are giving and not receiving in return. Or not to stay in situations where, for example, you're in a partnership or you're in a group and like you're making a lot of effort towards your shared goal and the others are not. Like, it's like you're saying to yourself, I want to be surrounded by people who are giving me the same energy I'm giving them. And if I'm working in a team or something, I want all of us to be giving the same effort towards our goal. Like, I can't be the only one who cares, or I can't be the one who cares the most. Like, I'm not doing that anymore. 333 as I'm saying that. So this is an act of self-love for you. Did I already mention this stuff? I might have forgotten to say it, just in case. The intention with this Labradorite card is intuition. The chakras are the third eye and the crown, so the higher chakras. And then it's associated with the zodiac signs Pisces, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Scorpio. So these could be your placements or the placements of someone who is very significant to you. And then we also have the number 15 coming through as significant. So let's look at these oracle cards and see what's going on for you in the rest of this year. We have emotional baggage. We have emotions, so that's coming up twice. Feelings, expression, moods, and balance. My brain read this as expansion at first, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. We have, this is like the rising dragon, and it says you are suddenly leveling up, and 444, as I said that. And we have Mercury retrograde with reinvention. Oops. That's the second time I've knocked over this angel today. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's talk about this. In the rest of 2025, you are going through a sudden and unexpected leveling up. And this is a huge blessing that is coming to you. When I say unexpected, it may be that you literally didn't expect to be blessed in this area of your life, or maybe you didn't expect it to happen at this point in your life. Maybe it feels a bit soon. You imagined it would happen later. We do have the number 26 here, so some of you could already be thinking about your goals for next year, and the universe is like, no, it's happening this year. Surprise. You're ready to level up, like, let's go. Some of you could be feeling you had reached a point where you thought this was as far as you were gonna go. And Spirit's like, oh no, there's more growth happening. There's more expansion happening. There's more blessings for you in this area. Like, oh, you thought this was all? You thought you had reached the peak? No, we're continuing to go up. So this is a huge blessing, but I think that this sudden, unexpected leveling up is going to bring up some old emotions that maybe had gone unprocessed, whether that was intentional or not. But these emotions will not be taken with you to the next stage. They're being uprooted. There's an example that's coming to my mind. You can, of course, apply this to your own situation, but it would be like someone who suddenly got an amazing career opportunity that is in the city they've always wanted to move to. So they're like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I'm going to move to my dream city. And like, I thought that I wasn't going to experience any more growth in my career. So this is a huge blessing. But only then in that moment that it comes time for them to leave their current town, they realize, oh my gosh, I still have lingering feelings for my ex because I'm packing to leave this city and go to my dream city, and I find myself getting sad that I'm not going to be in the same city as my ex anymore. This is strange to me because like I thought I was over them, but now there's this part of me that feels sad because it's like, I feel like this is really the end for us now. Now there's really no chance of us getting back together because I'm moving far away. What the like, you could be kind of shocked at the emotions that get unearthed because it's like, you didn't get over it. It just, nothing was triggering it. So there were certain emotions kind of flying under the radar, but because of this sudden change that I think is going to involve you like moving into a new environment, maybe moving away from certain places or moving away from certain people to pursue a bigger dream, some old emotions might start coming back. Like, oh, I still have lingering affection for so-and-so, or I still have lingering resentment for so-and-so, or I'm still afraid of XYZ. Those things are going to be coming up because they will not be following you into this next chapter. And I think this Mercury retrograde reinvention, it's definitely talking about revisiting and finally processing old emotions. So the universe is like, we're going to the next level, but let's pack light and let's release these old emotions so that they do not burden you in this next chapter. Okay, before we get into the tarot, I want to roll some dice. So we'll start with the planet. We have the sun. This next chapter is all about you and is all about you shining. I keep wanting to say this message over and over again, so it must be important. I feel like there's a lot of people who chose this group, like you thought the level of growth you're at is as much as you can grow. But you actually have a whole other stage of evolution. It's like a caterpillar thinking like, oh, this is as big as I'm gonna get. I guess this is the end of my growth. And the universe is like, get in that cocoon, bitch. Like, we're growing some more. You're gonna surprise yourself with the heights that you can fly to. We have Leo, sun in Leo, beautiful. The sun is, Leo is ruled by the sun, so that makes sense. You could be oh my gosh, why can't I talk? Leo season, when the sun is in Leo, could be a significant time for you. So that's roughly from late July to late August. But yeah, it's time for you to shine. And we have the 6th house. So I feel like this leveling up, you could be slightly nervous for it, but it's actually going to be very fun and exhilarating. This gives the feeling of someone getting on a roller coaster, and when the roller coaster is leaving the gate, they're like terrified, panicking. When the roller coaster comes back, they're laughing and they're like, let's do that again. So I feel like this is a new stage of life that you are nervous for, but once you get there, it's going to be very, very fun. And you could actually be doing something that you've never done before. So like an example that just came to my mind is like someone who's never been on a plane before, or someone who's never left the country before, or someone who's never been on a stage before. That's also coming through. Also been in a limo is coming through. These are very like specific. Maybe that's significant to someone, but you're gonna be passing a threshold. There's some kind of travel or movement happening, and it's something you've never done before, and you're scared. But as soon as you start doing it, you're like, wait a minute, this is really fun. And I feel like the nerves are gonna melt away quite quickly, and it's replaced by this feeling of like, why was I so scared of this? This is awesome. Like, I wanna do more of this, please. Like, let's do that again. Let's do this every day. So there's a new passion or new joy for you that is being unlocked. And with the 6th house here, I do very much believe that it is going to become a part of your everyday life, or just something that you will do frequently. So, you know, in that example of someone who travels on a plane for the first time and they're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Maybe they're going to be flying a lot more frequently now. They went from like never doing it at all to now it's a regular part of their life. Or maybe that person who performed on a stage is like, holy shit, that was like the most exhilarating experience of my life. I loved that. And now they're gonna be going on stage a lot more often. So you're gonna get to build your life around this joy and this fun and this passion and make it a priority. And don't worry about carrying old baggage with you into this next chapter, because like, the universe can't force us to do anything, but the way it came through is like, the universe won't even let you take the old baggage with you. Like, it's gonna get confiscated at security. Okay, so let's get into our tarot. Yeah, Leo and Virgo season could be significant because the 6th house is related to Virgo. So like, especially the months of August and September, maybe that's when this change is happening, this leveling up. Also, this is super, super specific, but because we have the number like 11 and then 26, I thought that the date November 26 could be significant for someone. Okay, what is happening for my group number 2s in the rest of 2025? We have the 2 of Wands. Yeah, there's travel for a lot of you because in a lot of decks in the 2 of Wands, we see the person holding the globe. It's like the world is in the palm of their hand. And we have the sign of Aries here, which feels like a new adventure. There's a new level of freedom that you're enjoying. I feel like there's gonna be less rules and restrictions placed on you. There's gonna be less limitations imposed on you by yourself as well, because I feel like this leveling up is such a humbling experience of being proven wrong because you really thought like, I'm not gonna grow anymore, I'm not gonna get any bigger in this area of my life, I'm not gonna get more successful. And that was proven to be so wrong. And so it kind of makes you second guess all of your other limiting beliefs. Like, okay, so I thought that I couldn't do this and I can. So what else do I think I can't do? And I just heard challenge accepted. So I feel like to you, group number 2, it is almost feeling like a game now. Like, what other limiting beliefs can I prove wrong? Like, let's see what I can do. I also, there's this message coming through that there's something society says you cannot have both, and you are rejecting that. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe it's different for different people, but the way it came through is that there's this implication in society, or maybe it's specifically stated, like you're either this or that. You can't have both. You can't do both. And you are rejecting that and saying like, actually, I want both and I'm gonna have both. Thank you very much. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords in the upright. So you are calling your own shots. I think you're realizing that you don't have to just accept whatever narrative your own mind tells you. You don't have to accept whatever narrative society tells you. A lot of times, and this is something I've learned, a lot of times people talk confidently that, oh, this is just how it is, this is just how it works, but that's just their subjective opinion. And there's a lot of people who appear very confident and don't know what they're talking about. So you could be, including our own inner critic, by the way, so you could be questioning some of the narratives that you've accepted as true, especially when it comes to what you can and can't do in this life. I also just heard, I don't remember asking. So you're becoming, I like it. You're standing up and defending the narrative that you are weaving over your own life, and you're not taking unsolicited advice, and you're not accepting the norms and expectations of society. Like, I did not recall asking you how to live my life, actually. Someone whose opinion used to matter a lot to you, I feel like you're breaking free from it. So this could be, and it could be someone who's even not in your life anymore, but their voice, you still hear their voice in your head, like judging you, putting you down, and their voice is no longer in your head. I'm thinking of an ex again, like if you had an ex who would like judge what you're doing or belittle you, or this could be like family or an ex-friend. Maybe for a lot of you, it is someone who's no longer in your life, but their words still kind of impacted you. I know there was someone like I was in a relationship with, and their words stuck with me for years. Like, even though logically I knew it was BS, there's that more emotional part that hangs on to it. So if someone's comments, if someone's judgments have been living in your head rent-free and holding you back, they're getting evicted from your mind, and their opinions, their words will no longer affect you. There could also be a specific person or specific people that you are no longer living to please them. You are no longer living just to meet their standards, just to make them proud. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which came out in reverse. I have been keeping the reversals. We have the Lovers in reverse. And we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you're resonating with this message, because it feels like there's someone you are cutting off. For some of you, it's like you're cutting someone out of your life, you're cutting contact with them. But for others of you, it's more of a psychic thing. So it could be that the person is already out of your life, but they still have some sort of energetic effect on you. Their energy is still lingering around you. And so you are cutting this off and freeing yourself. And I want to be clear, like, this is not a message about having to let go of someone you want in your life. This is an undesirable relationship, partnership, connection that is coming to an end, because what I see is that this person, the influence of this person or these people, was messing with your feelings of self-worth. And you'll probably realize as you process your emotions that the reason you thought you couldn't grow anymore was because of something that this person or these people said, that you internalized. You're realizing the ways in which you had underestimated how much you could grow, and how your relationships like played a role in forming that narrative in your mind. It's interesting that this reading started off with that message of wanting to be surrounded by people who care as much as you do and who work towards a common goal with you. You may realize that, I think at heart, group number 2, like, you're ambitious. There's a lot of Leo energy here. Like, this is Jupiter in Leo. We have the sun, we have Leo again here. You're meant to shine, and you're meant to reach the top and reach excellence in whatever you do. And you have that ambition and you have that hunger. And I feel like you have been in relationships or partnerships with people who don't have that hunger and then try to bring you down to their level so that they feel more comfortable staying where they are. And I think in this next stage of your life, you're being a lot more intentional about whose words you give weight to, who you let, if anyone, who you let participate in writing the story of your life. And writing, I'm hearing like writing the laws of your universe. Like, I'm the one who decides how my universe works. I'm the one who decides how my life unfolds. And no longer am I going to be like, well, this person is saying that's how life works, and this person is saying that's how my future is going to go. Maybe they're right. You're a lot more in touch with your own inner guidance. And so you can sense what's out of alignment with you and whose ideas don't have a place in your story. If you were writing a book, you're not gonna let just anyone come in and write a page of your book or tell you what to write next. And so it's the same with your life. I feel like there's no more, oh, well, this person says it, so it must be true. It's like everything has to pass through your own internal guidance system first. And you're realizing that some people in the past who judged you or looked down on you, like, they didn't know what they were talking about. They didn't realize what they were doing. They didn't realize that they were projecting. I think there's some reprocessing of past relationships, and it's going to be very cathartic to just release that person's influence or release those people's influence and not bring that into your leveling up. And I just feel that you're very confident, very sure of yourself, and very intentional in this next chapter. This may not resonate for everyone, but some of you could be like becoming famous in the rest of this year, or gaining more fame or popularity, or gaining more visibility. If you don't resonate with that, I would definitely say that your work and your efforts are being recognized on a larger scale than you think. And if any of you have doubted your abilities or dealt with imposter syndrome, by the end of this year, you are not going to be dealing with any of that. I think a lot of you could be changing your physical environment, but you're going to get adjusted to it very quickly. For those of you who are planning to move far away, I feel like the level of culture shock you experience is going to be pretty minimal. In fact, the place you're going to could feel oddly familiar. So you're in new environments and you're adjusting to them really fast. So we're going to finish off this reading with some messages from the Wisdom Within deck. I just want to check actually when the Mercury retrogrades are. I know that there's one starting in the middle of July. Actually, it's a Mercury retrograde in Leo, but maybe I'll just write down the dates so that we can have them and keep them in mind. Okay, so there's going to be 2 more retrogrades this year. One of them is July 17th to August 10th, and one of them is November 9th to 29th. Keep these in mind This one is going to be happening in Leo, and this one is going to be in Sag and Scorpio. Okay. So we'll get some final messages for you from the Wisdom Within deck. How can you acknowledge what was given? What did you learn from this connection? Yeah, we're doing a lot of reminiscing and releasing of past relationships. Ooh, okay, that's a lot. There's 4 here. We'll take all of them. I listen to my intuition and it never leads me astray. Yes, 1,000,000%. Embrace the uncertainty. Let go of the anger, move into acceptance. And not choosing is still choosing. Okay, it's all coming together. At the very beginning of the reading, we were talking about you manifesting by assuming a new identity. Like figuring out the identity of the person who has everything you want and aligning with that. And then life will have no choice but to change. There's a lot, as we've talked about, a lot of emotional baggage that you are letting go of, particularly from past relationships. And something that came through with this embrace the uncertainty, let go of the anger, move into acceptance, is that for some of you, maybe it's hard or scary to let go because it's like this emotion has been with me for so long that I don't know who I'm gonna be without it. Emotions are like entities, like insecurity is like an entity, confidence is like an entity that wants to hang around us and wants to feed off of our energy. And they're very good at convincing us that we need them and that if we let them go, then we're gonna be screwed. And the ego will hold on to them just because it's familiar, just because it brings a sense of certainty. And I feel like the ego's saying, but if I let go of this baggage, I don't know who I'm gonna be. I don't know what's next. I don't know what's beyond the healing. Like, I don't know what's on the other side. So I'd rather stay on this side where at least I'm familiar with this territory. So putting down this baggage and walking forward without it could be scary for some. Releasing anger, releasing what could have been, letting go of insecurities could be scary. But remember that it's only scary when you pass the threshold. Once you're on the other side, you're gonna be like, whoa, it's awesome here. I never wanna leave. Once you step in to the new era, you're gonna be having so much fun. Not choosing is still choosing. Not taking action is still an action. This level up has been waiting for you, group number 2. And it will keep waiting for you. This is something that cannot pass you by. I just think that your soul is ready. I think there's a part of you that's like fed up with staying in your comfort zone and staying in stale energies and is ready to see what's next. Even if there's a part of you that was convinced that there's nothing next, that there's nothing more, that there's no more growth happening, your soul knows that there's more. and is ready to ascend to that and meet the future finally. Okay, group number 2s, those are all the messages that I have for you. So I'm gonna end the reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. And thank you once again to Otter Spirit for the beautiful bracelets. I will have my link down below and my code so that you can get your discount if you want to check them out. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and of course a wonderful rest of 2025. I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings. You can watch extendeds of the readings that we do here. You can watch both. So that's going to be linked down below. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the turquoise bracelet, which I'm wearing right now, this is going to be a reading all about the rest of 2025. So each bracelet comes with a little card. So I thought we would take a look at this first to get our first messages of the reading. The affirmation for turquoise is, I don't get swept away by inner storms. So throughout the rest of this year, you are learning how to stay the course in the midst of any emotional fluctuations. So you may have a goal that is very close to your heart. Some days you may feel more motivated towards it, some days less so. Some days you may feel very hopeful, and then other times you may feel hopeless. Some days you may have a lot of clarity, other days you may feel completely lost. And this inner state is going to change from day to day, but the constant is that this goal means a lot to you and you're not going to give up. And I think you're mastering showing up consistently, even when your moods or your emotional state may not be consistent. You recognize it as like weather that is just passing through. The intention is healing and wisdom. The chakra is the throat. So we could be healing our throat chakra throughout the rest of this year. Finally, okay, I just heard finally putting that idea out there. So that will be a message for those of you who have been working on something behind the scenes and haven't shared it with the world. Also, I feel like for some of you, it's time to show your talents to the world. So you're very talented, but maybe you've been hiding that away, or you've just been, there's something that you've just been doing like in the comfort of your own home or just when you're by yourself. And now it's time for you to really show off your gifts to the world. It's time for you to communicate your ideas. It's time for you to speak your truth. Some of you could be posting on social media more. And the rest of this year, you could even be like starting a new page, like starting a new channel, starting a new blog. Yeah, you're definitely communicating your ideas more. And then for the zodiac signs, we have Aquarius, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Aries. So these could be your placements, or someone very significant to you has these placements. And then we also have the number 9 here, which is making me think of the Hermit card. It could also be that September, as the 9th month, September is going to be particularly important for you. So let's look at these oracle cards and see what's going on for you in the rest of the year. We have beauty sleep. And I'm noticing that this card is number 18, which adds up to 9. We have forgiveness, letting go, healing, growth, and compassion. This is very specific, but like, this could be a range of dates that's important. September 18th to the 23rd. we have the Sword Dragon. It says, now is the time to make a decision. And I am smelling shampoo when I revealed this card. So maybe you're making a decision about what to do with your hair, or you are making a decision to change some products that you use. And then we have Grand Cross with Provoker. There's 3 cards that add up to 9. So that's a significant number. Like we have 9 here, 18, which adds up to 9, 36, which adds up to 9. You could be near completion in something, like you're very close to reaching your goal, or a cycle is very close to coming to an end. What I want to tell you, group number 3, is that the most difficult part of your journey is behind you, because we have the Grand Cross here, which does indicate some sort of tension, some sort of challenge. It can be a difficult time to get through, but all of the beings on these cards are looking away from this. It's like, we're going this way. We've already passed the challenge. So I feel like the most difficult moments of the year have already happened, and it's only going to get easier from here. This card says that it's time to make a decision. So I feel like earlier in the year, there was some situation where you felt your energy being pulled in many different directions. There could have been many conflicting interests in your life, whether that was your own inner conflict, or, you know, I want to go this way, but then like other people are pulling me in these different directions and I don't know what to do. I feel like earlier in this year, perhaps even recently, you experienced a lot of frustrations, a lot of conflicts, a lot of tension. And in order to get out of it, it's like you had to just make up your mind about which way you're going. Maybe you had to come to terms with the truth that you can't please everyone, you can't make everyone happy, and if you try to do that, you will ultimately just spread yourself too thin and burn out. I'm seeing you as in the center of this cross, and there's like energies pulling you all in different directions, and you're being overextended. And then you make the decision to just choose which way you want to go. I'm also hearing like, I can't be all things to all people. So you've come out of an energy where like you were trying to please everyone, or maybe you were trying to be everything for one person. Maybe you were trying to do everything by yourself in a certain area of your life, trying to make it all work on your own. But you made a choice to liberate yourself from this energy. And I feel like if you have any lingering doubt about the choice you made, that is going to be dissolving in the rest of this year, because on this side, I see someone who has made their choice and they are at peace with it. And looking at this person blowing on the dandelion, it's like, I release it. I made my choice. This is the path that I'm going to go down. And I know that it's the right one because it's the one that I chose. And I'm not going to beat myself up or like torment myself thinking about all of the what ifs and what if I made the wrong choice? What if I had gone this way? What if I had gone that way? What if I had done or said this differently? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make my choice. I'm going to blow it away. I'm going to release it, and I'm going to move forward. So it's like, not only are you choosing a path, but you are choosing to be at peace with your decision and leaving this behind you. I also heard, I know I did the right thing because I chose my own inner peace. So that could be a hint for some of you who still feel like you're in the midst of this tension. Choose your inner peace. Your higher self is begging you to make the choice that prioritizes your peace. So I feel like in the rest of the year, you're leaving this behind you and you're getting some much needed rest, physical and mental. This could also be for some of you that you've just been incredibly busy, like different tasks, different jobs, different responsibilities, all pulling at you from different directions. And it was really difficult to manage all of it. And I feel like any hectic, chaotic energy is going to be dying down in the rest of the year. And you're going to get some sleep. You're going to get some rest and not be burdened by this situation anymore. And I feel like this fairy is like spirit blessing you, or your guides blessing you. You've really been working hard, group number 3. You've been working really hard. I'm looking at this person. It looks like she's sleeping, but she's kind of wearing, that looks like work clothes to me. This blouse. It makes me think of someone who just got home from work and was like too exhausted to take off their makeup or properly change into pajamas and just like collapsed on the bed. So some of you have been working very, very long hours, or you've been working so much to the point that you have been unable to show up for your self-care routines in the way you want. And I feel like you're just getting some much needed time for yourself, to rest and rejuvenate yourself and recharge your energy in any way that you want to, in any way that you need to. Some of you could be changing your hair color, because there's that message about choosing to do something with your hair. And I noticed that these two people have very different color hair. But yeah, it is definitely time to just spend some time caring for yourself, pampering yourself. Not only do you deserve rest, because all of us always do, I just think you really need it. And you've made a choice to get out of this conflicting situation. And I think you're at peace knowing that you made the right choice. Okay, let's roll some dice. What's going on for you in the rest of this year? We have Pluto, okay? So there's a permanent or very significant change coming your way. We were speaking about a cycle is almost over, or something has almost reached completion. So I feel like when this stressful situation or conflict ends, it is over for good. Like, it's not something that's going to resurface. We have the sign of Virgo. Okay, there could be a really big change coming in your health, actually, because this Pluto, it's like Scorpio energy. It can talk about renewal, regeneration, and I'm thinking of Virgo sixth house energy, which can talk about health. So some of you are going through deep regeneration, deep healing, recovery. Like you're finally getting the rest that you need to recover from something. Your health is making significant lasting improvements. You could be making some very big changes in your routine as well. And we have the number 3, the 3rd house. Yeah, this feels like a routine change. And I also feel like you're doing, what is it called? A complete, is overhaul the word? Wait, let me look it up. Overhaul, take apart a piece of machinery or equipment in order to examine it and repair it if necessary. That's very interesting, because this overhaul is the exact word that came to my mind. And I was gonna say, it feels like you are doing an overhaul of your mind. Like looking under the hood of your mindset and fine-tuning it such that it serves you more. There's the word mental diet is coming to my mind. So some of you could be changing your literal physical diet, like changing what you eat, but I also think you're changing your mental diet, as in changing what media you consume, changing who you talk to or who you listen to, and taking care of your mental health in that way. The word elimination diet is also coming to my mind. That could be a message for some of you, which is basically like if you were having a health issue or something was bothering you, you cut out a lot of things all at once and then slowly reintroduce them to see what was the offender. So when you reintroduce something and the symptoms come back, then you know that that was the offender. So some of you could be doing that. You could be doing some kind of like purging or detoxing. You could be doing a social media detox, a digital detox. You could be cleaning and purging your home, like decluttering, getting rid of old possessions. But there's something about like an elimination diet for your mind. So you could be cutting out a lot of things and then slowly reintroducing them to find the offender that was negatively impacting your mental health. Interesting. Yeah, this is all about the BS is behind us. We have time for much needed rest, and now you can really take care of yourself in the way you've always wanted to. You know, I think we all want to take care of ourselves and take care of our mental health, and sometimes it's just difficult when there's like a million things asking for our attention and we're being pulled in a million directions. It's like, I just got to focus on the tasks in front of me. Things will calm down in the rest of this year. What's happening for my group number 3s in the rest of 2025? I have been taking reversals, by the way, today. We have the 3 of Cups in reverse. I just heard homebody with this card. So you could be, I feel like you're in a retreating energy. Some of you could be a little bit socially burnt out. So you could be spending more time alone or spending more kind of quiet, intimate time with friends. Maybe this is already your vibe, but I feel like you're less in an energy of, for example, going out to big gatherings, going to parties, meeting and networking with a bunch of new people. And you're more just hanging out with a small, close circle, a select few people. It does seem like you're spending more time at home. I think your home is really going to be like your sanctuary. I think you're getting your living situation exactly how you want it, and any stressors in your home are going away. So like if there was clutter in your home, that's getting dealt with. If there was some disturbances around your house, like maybe you live in an apartment and you have noisy neighbors, they're going to be quieting down, or maybe they're moving out. So your living situation is going to be super peaceful. Maybe you're decorating your home exactly how you want it, and it just feels so comfortable to be there. Some of you could be working from home, or you are taking on a new hobby that you can do from home. And there's also something about saving money. Like there's a lot of things you can do at home and it's just as enjoyable, but it's also free. So like, you know, it's cheaper to watch a movie at home than go to the movies. It's free to do a home workout as opposed to going to the gym, or like cooking as opposed to going out or ordering something. You're like enjoying doing more things at home, and then the bonus of that is that you're also saving money. You could be, there's some drama or gossip that you're not engaging with anymore. And I don't know if this is like in real life or online, but there's something about a gossiping energy going away. So an example of this would be like if you had coworkers who are gossiping, you're not engaging with that anymore, or you don't have to deal with those people anymore. You are no longer following or looking at any like online drama. You're like unsubscribing from drama and gossip and things like that. And if there's any people in your life who like stress you out with that kind of energy, I feel like they're either changing their behavior or you won't have to deal with them anymore. You could be, this is a specific message, but you could be gardening or doing something with plants. Like maybe you have more plants in your home. We have the 9 of Coins in the upright. This is a beautiful message for those of you who are self-employed or who are thinking about taking a self-employed path. I feel like you would really thrive in that type of career. For those of you who have your own business, you could see that really taking off in the rest of this year. It's funny because I was gonna say that there's like positive talk about you, and then the 9 of Pentacles came out, which I often see that with the 9 of Pentacles. Some of you could be getting recognized. That message just came through. So like, okay, this is a really specific example just to illustrate the energy, but let's say you have an online business and you make bracelets, and you're called the Dandelion Bracelets, like that's your business name. And then one day you meet someone new and you're telling them what you do, and they're like, oh, you're Dandelion Bracelets? Like I've bought something from you before, or like I've seen your page before. It's like someone recognizes you or someone recognizes the work that you do. And I feel like that's a very validating moment for you. It's this moment of someone saying, oh, that's you who did that? You're responsible for this work? That's amazing. I love it. Like, it's so cool that I met you. Or someone could literally be approaching you on the street like, hey, are you group 3? I love your work. There's something like that happening. You're not spreading yourself thin anymore, because I think you're really realizing that the opportunities meant for you are never going to pass you by, and the connections meant for you are never going to pass you by. Some of you have really been in an energy of overextending yourself, and it feels like fear of missing out. Like, I have to say yes to everything because what if it leads to an opportunity? I have to say yes to go to this event because what if I meet someone important? What if it's I can network and make good connections? What if that person's going to be there? What if I miss out on XYZ? Like, trying to do everything so that you miss out on nothing. But when you recognize that you could never miss out on what was meant for you, you don't have to force yourself to do all these things. You just do what feels naturally to you and know that you're not going to miss anything. So I think you're saying no to more things and just choosing yourself, choosing to stay home, choosing quiet time, and realizing that you're still manifesting all the abundance you want, and you're still meeting the people who you're meant to meet. Your financial situation is going to be improving by the end of the year. Some of you could be getting a raise, or if you have your own business, you could give yourself a raise. Maybe it's time to give yourself a bit of a raise. If you do have your own business, I think you'll see an increase in sales in the rest of this year. What's going on for my group number 3s in in the rest of 2025. We have the Page of Cups in reverse. This feels like a partner who is stepping up, who is mature. It feels like a rejection of immature people, or a rejection of people who don't have a lot to offer you. So you could be raising your standards with like who you partner with. This could be in dating, it could be in business, but the standards are going up. I want to clarify this one because there's something that I'm curious about. Oh, the Lovers. Okay. Okay, so for many of you, I think this is in the romance department. For those of you, of course, this is going to depend on your relationship status, but for those of you who are single, you are going to notice that there's an improvement in the type of person who approaches you. So maybe in the past, the people who made you offers were not your type, and now suddenly people who are your type are approaching you. Or you noticed that when you were going on dates with people, it was like people who didn't want anything serious, people who were emotionally unavailable, people who were immature. And now the people approaching you, or maybe it's a very specific person approaching you, are very much more in alignment with what you are looking for. And it's beautiful. I feel like it's confirmation of an internal shift that you have gone through. And for those of you who have a specific person, they are really coming through. Okay, maybe this is for those of you who have had someone on your mind for quite a while and maybe felt like the connection hasn't reached its full potential. They're really coming through for you. So maybe this person is finally giving you the offer that you've been wanting, or you're finally getting to spend time with them in the way that you want. There's a situation in your love life that is improving. For those of you who are already in a relationship, I feel like things are quite serious between the two of you and quite comfortable. And I want to say, make sure that you sometimes make times to rekindle that spark from the honeymoon phase. Like, I know you're both getting older and getting more mature and getting more comfortable with each other, and the relationship is like more serious and committed, but it's like, make sure that there's time to revisit that giddy chapter from the past and bring some of that energy into your current relationship. In business as well, I feel like in general, you are attracting people who will follow through with what they say. So, this can apply in all kinds of relationships, right? In friendships, when we meet someone new, there's this situation where we're like, oh my gosh, we should totally hang out, and then it never happens. In creative relationships, oh my gosh, we should work together, we should collab on something, and then it never happens. In dating, oh, I wanna take you to this place, I wanna introduce you to my friends, I wanna get to know you more and move things to the next level, and it never happens. Like, this can manifest in any type of relationship, and I feel like you are manifesting people who do what they say they're gonna do and who follow through with the plans they make with you. And like I said, if you have a specific person of interest and they've been in this kind of energy, that's changing. Like they're gonna start coming through. They're gonna start following through. If people want to be in your life and want to be in any sort of partnership with you, they're gonna need to really show with their actions that they mean what they say. I feel like you're not holding on to people's words and intentions anymore. You are judging from their actions. So someone's saying to you, I want to do XYZ with you, I'm planning to do XYZ with you. I feel like that doesn't, you can't take that to the bank. I'm hearing like, you're gonna have to show me. And so you're manifesting people who are ready to show you with their actions, who are ready to get to business, okay? Whether that's in romance, in friendships, in work, in creative collaborations. Because it's like, otherwise, what are we doing here? I feel like you're also no longer getting attached to the potential of what something could be. You will invest in things that show you there is value there right now. And I think that may be something that burnt you out in the past, like holding on to many different options because they all have potential, like something could come of this, so I should hold on to it just in case. We have the, oh, I like the Eight of Swords in reverse. Yep, and this is a message that has come out in all of the groups, which I'm really happy to see. I think we're all collectively freeing ourselves from limiting beliefs at this time. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I don't know if I want this to be a bottom of the deck energy. I think it's just meant to go with this, because this feels like one message. There's a limiting belief you have, well, not for much longer, because it's out the door, that it has to take a long time to reach your goals. It has to take a lot of time. It has to take a lot of effort. Some things do, but it doesn't have to be that way. I think you are exploring the possibility of what if things could manifest very quickly? What if things could manifest very effortlessly? It's not so much that they need a lot of time, they just need commitment and consistency. If you decide that you want something and you believe with conviction that you can have it, things will happen much quicker for you. I think you're going to start to see things manifesting quickly, and it's going to challenge a limiting belief you had that you need a certain amount of time to get stuff done. You need a certain amount of time to see things materialize. So you could be reaching a goal much sooner than you thought, or you're just noticing in general, like from the time that you set an intention to the time that it happens, it's like spookily fast. You could be manifesting things in a matter of weeks or even days or even hours. It doesn't have to take so long. And this could be involving other people as well. Like, for example, I'm seeing this example of like, okay, this person promised that they're going to do XYZ for me, so I should give them a few weeks to follow through with that. But then you meet someone who promises you they're going to do something and like the next day it's done. So some belief you have that like you need a lot of time to do something, or other people need a lot of time to do something, or life takes a long time to make things happen, that's being challenged. Like, what if we can just decide this is what we're gonna do and it happens? What if I can just set this intention and it manifests quickly? That is a possibility that is being shown to you. So expect your manifestations to speed up within the rest of this year, and expect people to come through and follow through with their promises quickly. From the time you decide you want to do something to the time it happens, that's getting much shorter. Because when you have conviction and you have clarity about what way you're going, it's like, why would it need to take 1,000,000 years? What are we waiting for? I love this energy. Like, all of the groups today too have had this like no more nonsense. Like, let's just do what we came here to do. I wonder if it has something to do with Saturn going into Aries. Probably. But let's move on to our final oracle deck. We're gonna get a few messages from the Wisdom Within deck. Or a lot. How many do we have? 1, 2, oh, that's not that many, it's 4. The more you focus on the present moment, the more you align with your inner peace. And I'm remembering that previous message of your higher self begging you to choose your own inner peace. I heard it's a scam. Like, whatever or whoever is convincing you that sacrificing your inner peace is a good idea in this situation, it's a scam. Do not fall for it. I am unstoppable and resilient. Did you say it? Did you tell them you love them? Ooh, that was a big snore, Yumi. Aw, she's snoozing away. I am a magnet for an unlimited abundance of love, health, and money. Yes, yes, your financial situation is definitely improving, and your close ones are getting closer. I feel like in the rest of this year, the connections you have that are like surface level may not last, but the connections you have in your life that are meaningful and close are gonna grow even closer. Remember to tell your friends you love them, tell your family you love them. Let your loved ones know. You know, we have this message, did you tell them you love them? We have the throat chakra here. I think your close ones are gonna get even closer within the rest of this year, and you may feel really called to just be more expressive with them about how much you care. This is something I've been trying out because I'm not a very like sappy kind of person, but I'm trying to let my friends and family know and trying to keep in touch with them more. Maybe you will be doing the same, but it will just really enrich your life, I think. And you know, as we grow older, we get busy, we don't see our friends and family as often, and it's just nice to let them know that you're thinking about them and you love them, and exchange that beautiful energy and take it with you as you go about your day, and to just remind yourself that you're never alone. I swear Yumi's snoring just got much louder. She's been pretty quiet throughout this reading, but I guess she's just catching some big Z's right now. And I think my group number 3s you need to as well. So those are all the messages for you. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. Thank you so much once again to Otter Spirit for the beautiful bracelets. I will have my link down below and my discount code. Make sure you use that if you want to check them out. And I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and of course, a wonderful rest of 2025. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch full-length exclusive pick a card readings. You can watch the extendeds of the readings we do here. You can watch both. So I'll have that link down below. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I will also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.